welcome back. We know that buying a house, there's two sides of the coin. There's the excitement around, oh my gosh, especially if it's the first home. But then there's, oh no, I just opened a cupboard and what is that inside? And what do I do about that? And who do I ask? So today we're joined by our own Edward Ward, sales rep Century 20.
Almost, Royal LePage.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, perhaps we ought to change the run sheets. He's not with Century 21, Georgina. I'm telling you. And Chris Hill, I'm afraid to read your stuff here because I don't know whether that's, but you are the home inspector.
Yes.
You're the go-to guy for finding out what we should know about the home that we're purchasing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
With most deals, a lot of people feel that you know, they want to know a little bit more about the house than just when you're walking through it. Yes. Think about the time they actually spend in a home. Yeah. You know, going through, viewing it, seeing it, you go back a second time, you like that. There's really other things that you need to know about it. So with having a home inspector and a good qualified home inspector, because like in any industry,
that's the key.
There's levels of different services and knowledge and everything, and that's one of the reasons why we used Chris on the majority of the houses. We give our clients the option, but most of them, after speaking with Chris, they will use Chris because of what he does. His background is, he used to be a new home builder. He's bought and sold and renovated many homes, but more specifically in the Georgina area. So he knows the different areas very well to be able to know what to look for in the houses in different areas where the gotchas are that he can see, right? So that's why we have Chris come in and do those sorts of things, because what we see with the naked eye and what he sees is completely different, right?
And when you're buying a home, what people are looking for is they're looking at the kitchen and, oh yeah, this is nice. And they're looking at the bathrooms, oh yeah, this is nice. And it's all cosmetic issues. I'm more looking at the roof, the attic, the electrical, the plumbing, the foundation, the structure, the grading around the exterior of the home.
See, and you're the guy that I didn't like when I was selling my last home because you were going to give me bad news. Even though that wasn't necessarily the case, but I do think a lot of people who are selling, there's a little trepidation there, especially, you know, the buyer or potential buyers bringing the home inspector in. We have no control. I'm not allowed to be there.
Well, see, and I've always thought that that's wrong.
Scary.
I always thought that they should have everybody there when the home inspection is being done. And then everything can be apparent to everybody.
Yes.
You know, and disclosed to everybody. Not someone going in later and saying, the inspector was on the roof and says you need a new roof.
Yes.
I can't imagine going into a purchase like that and not having a really good home inspection done, and by someone that, you know, should be doing it. Like, even when you buy a car, if it's a used vehicle, you might want to have a mechanic take a look, but you would maybe take it to the grocery clerk, you know, who's prepared to do like a $5 inspection or whatever on the car, right?
Sure. And kind of to Grant's point too about, you know, that issue and having those feelings about it. There again, I think part of that is having an awareness, the realtor having a conversation and let them know what's going to go on, because as you said there again, like for a mechanic end of things, for me with a vehicle, I have no idea. I take it to my guy, right? But there's someone else that you know, the backyard mechanic, and he has no problems with any type of vehicle. Same thing in a house. It can be the same house, same inspection, two different type of people buying that, and you're going to have different reactions and different results from the inspection. So it's part of, as a realtor, talking with the client and setting them up, giving them the expectations, what's going to happen, how this is going to be, what you're going to hear, what's going to go on. And then that way, as things are playing out and you're hearing these things, and we're going to bring up some imagery here soon about things that will scare people when they're looking at buying a house. And for some people, I mean, here's an example.
Yeah, that would scare me.
This is something here that would really turn a lot of people off.
Right.
But as Chris will be able to explain to you, there's different ways of looking at this as well, and what you can do to understand what's going on.
And that's mold.
Yeah.
That's what we're seeing.
That looks like mold or mildew, and we're not supposed to come out and tell people you got mold in the attic. Because we're not mold experts.
Oh, I see what
so
you're saying.
What we have to say is we have to say there's something in the attic, it's a black discoloration, looks like it could be mold or mildew. I recommend further review by someone who's qualified.
So that's all as a result of the moisture, right?
Yeah. Now we can explain it's probably an issue with poor ventilation. This slide here is obvious. They've used the proper pipe for venting either a kitchen fan or a bathroom fan, but they haven't insulated it to the exterior of the home.
Right, so it's caused those problems.
Yes.
Yikes.
This probably looks like
Scary.
the roof shingles are probably in poor shape. They've probably got some water leakage or have had some water leakage. So
and then when it comes to that, Chris will explain to someone that you need to look at it further, and then we'll get in a specialist that will look at that, and then we'll determine what type of an issue are we dealing with, right? Because there are different types of molds. There are those types of molds that definitely you do not want to be around, and then there's your everyday normal molds that we deal with on a regular basis.
So this is really scary. Now, we talked about this effervescence. Now, what is that we're looking at?
So it looks like it's a concrete block wall.
Okay.
There's some effervescence, and effervescence is caused from moisture or water that's penetrated through the wall.
Okay.
It picks up the salts and the calcium and leaves this white discoloration. And sometimes it can look like white fur on the inside of the block. Yeah. Now, generally, these are caused by, you've probably got gutters that are leaking or overflowing. You've got downpipes that are aren't draining away, or poor grading on the exterior of the building.
Like, would that be very alarming if you saw that in the home, if you found that? Like,
Not necessarily. We have moisture meters that we can put a moisture meter on it to see if there's high moisture readings in that area, or this could be something that occurred years ago is never been cleaned off properly.
So there again,
it's a package of things. So you have to look at the grading on the outside, look at the downpipes to make sure they're extended properly, and then determine whether it's an ongoing thing or whether it's an old thing or whether it's something new.
Yeah.
So I mean, the best way to look at it that I do with my clients is this. Chris is like your GP, right? Your general practitioner. He's going to go your overall health. And then if there's things that need to be looked at further, then he's directing us to look into those things further, and then we bring in the specialist to look into those areas to determine what degree are we dealing with this issue. Is it a major issue, or is it something that is normal, or there's not much that's going on with it? So to your question, what do? We have to look further into it to determine what are the next steps to take that's going to protect everybody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and two, I mean, I'm just thinking, if I was selling a house and there was electric and there was stuff like that, I would be horrified if something happened to somebody because of
if it's a safety issue, then for sure you're looking at it further to make sure that nobody's going to, the present owner or the next owner of the property, right?
And a lot of times, if we found something like that,
we got it.
Sorry, this is such a huge topic. It's such a huge topic. All right, Georgina, stay tight, hang tight. We're back with the Georgina Art Center and Gallery. Hang on. Yeah.